On this video, we'll be talking about the distributive property. The distributive property is really just another form of multiplication. We're going to go back just a step, and if I gave you this, these set of parentheses really means -2 times 3, which is going to give me a -6. In the distributive property, I see a set of parentheses as well. And just like we multiplied the -2 and the 3, we're going to take this -2 here and we're going to distribute. Distribute means to give out. And we're going to give it out to everybody inside the parentheses. And when we do that, we're going to multiply just like parentheses mean. So I'm going to have a -2 multiplied by the x, and then a -2 multiplied by the -3. And when we multiply this out, we're always going to keep the sign in front of the number. Equals a -18. Each part, I kept the -2 times the x and the -2 times -3. Don't forget, always keep the sign in front of it. From here, I'm going to draw my line down the middle so I can make my two sides, and then I'm going to start simplifying. So I have -2 times x is going to give me -2x. I have a -2 times a -3. We're going to make that a +6 is equal to a -18. And from here, we're just going back to a two-step equation. I need x by itself, so I'm going to get rid of this 6. Keep in mind on the left side, all I want are the x's, and this 6 doesn't have an x. Let's subtract it to get rid of it, and what you do to one side, always do it to the other side. Remember in math, we like to be equal, we like to be balanced, so what you do on one side, do to the other side. This +6 and a -6 are going to cancel out. Realistically, it just gives me 0. So I'm going to bring down my -2x is equal to -24. I have -2x, which really means -2 times x. So the inverse operation of times is to divide. So I'm going to divide by -2 and divide by -2. These cancel out, leaving me x is equal to 12. Alright, so now let's do one more practice problem. I'm going to take this part away, and I'm going to bring in this problem here. So once again, I'm going to take this 3 and I'm going to distribute. And when I distribute it, I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to have 3 times the x. Remember that this 3, if there's no sign in front, is really a +3 times a -4. Keep the sign in front. I'm going to draw my line. This gives me 3x. A +3 times a -4 is going to give me a -12 is equal to a -36. Now all I want on the left side are my x's. So since that 12 doesn't have an x, let's get rid of it. So instead of a -12, I'm going to add 12. And what I do to one side, I always do to the other side. Remember that this is going to give me 0. So this is 3x. If I wanted to go back, I could write +0. But +0 is still going to give me 3x. So we don't need to write the little 0. Is equal to -24. Divide by 3, divide by 3, my final answer, x is equal to -8. And there you go. That's how you use a distributive property.